Alright, let's straighten this out. Looking a bit grizzly, scrubs all wrinkly, but at the end of the day, as long as they're clean, sometimes they come out of the machine, sometimes they're wrinkled, but at the end of the day, you put them on and you do what you gotta do. So today, let's talk about stress, okay? So I've been dealing with high levels of stress for a very, very long time now. I'm part of the medical profession. I'm in residency, my second residency, so I've done residency twice now. I'm nearly complete with my second residency. And as you've seen probably on the popular media, TV shows, movies, anytime you see doctors, physicians, anybody in the medical profession, you always see high stress levels, stressful situations, working long hours, and almost it's celebrated. Almost it's worn as a badge of honor of how many hours you can work and what levels of stress you can be a part of. And the reason for that is because honestly, the first step in actually dealing with stress in a healthy way is to accept that it's a real thing. Some people think that you can just have a very nice work-life balance, and you definitely can, but there's people sometimes are under the false pretense that you can get rid of stress completely, and that's not true. And the sooner you accept the fact that stress is real, you're gonna have to deal with it, you're gonna experience it. It may not be fun, but you need to learn as soon as possible healthy avenues for dealing with it. So as soon as you accept that, the first step really is acceptance. And you have to realize that stress is not all that bad, okay? Stress oftentimes puts you in a very high level of alertness. You're very aware during that time. Your senses are very heightened during that time. And under a lot of stress, you can go two ways. And during that high level of awareness and heightened alertness, you can become so stressed that you are not able to think straight and you can make mistakes, or you can handle stress appropriately, and during that time you'll be able to perform to your absolute peak level. And the good thing about stress is when you're put into stressful situations and you overcome them, the next time that you encounter a similar situation, doesn't even have to be the exact same situation, but next time you're put in a very similar situation, you will handle it better than you did the first time around. So once you look at stress as a tool, as a mechanism that's going to make you better, and as a mechanism that's going to make you perform better and make your skills increase, the more you feel in control of your stress. Now, stressors come in all kinds of forms, okay? Residency is long hours. You don't really make a lot of money. Financially, there's issues. You have to live, you have to pay loans, and if you have a family, I happen to have four children, I have a wife, it becomes really stressful from many different avenues. So stress doesn't necessarily have to only come from your career. There's going to be other factors that are going to stress you. But at the same time, if you find healthy ways to deal with it, you can use it to your advantage. You can use the stress to really excel in your career, your personal life, and in your own mental health. It's better for your mental health to learn how to deal with stress, because you'd be surprised how much of an effect stress has on your mental health. So first thing, like I said, is acceptance. Accept the fact that you are going to feel stressed during training, during life, dealing with everything. You're going to feel stress. So once you've accepted that, you can now start to come up with strategies to deal with it. Secondly, understand that stress can be good or bad. If you're in prolonged periods of stress, it can definitely deteriorate you. But at the same time, if you remember that stress usually comes in pockets where it's really extreme, and then eventually starts to subside. It may not go away, but it at least starts to subside. And what you've learned by dealing with that stressful situation, you can now apply it. It's part of your repertoire. Now you can use it to deal with future situations, which inevitably you're going to encounter. As long as you're living life, as long as you're navigating through this journey that is life, you're going to encounter stressful situations again. It's not a one-time shop and then you're done with it. You're going to encounter it. So now you have ammo. Now you have skills to deal with it in the future. Now, secondly, something that's been really helping me deal with stress in general is offloading it from your mind. Sometimes you become so fatigued with the amount of things that you have to do. And when you're trying to keep it straight in your brain, sometimes it's better just to offload it. I oftentimes make lists. Some of them are digital and some of them are not. Sometimes I have them on papers and little books that I carry, little notepads that I have. And what I do is I take the fatigue and the anxiety of trying to remember all of the tasks that I have to do. I offload them, and then I have someplace to look, and I can then slowly, as I work my way through my tasks, I check them off, and at least they're not in my head anymore. I've offloaded them to an external source. I would definitely recommend, me personally, I'm in the Apple ecosystem. Get the cloud services, pay for the cloud services, make sure that all your devices are integrated, your computer, if you have an iPad, iPhone, so you have the same material on all these different devices so you can consolidate. So when you make a list, when you have tasks, you can consolidate them and have them available at all times. So whenever a task gets done, you can check it off the list. Whenever you need to, you have some free time and some downtime, and you want to check on, I don't remember exactly the things that I need to do, but there's things that I need to do, and that happens to me often now. Sometimes I have so many tasks that need to get done, and I'm talking about not high level, fellowship, interviews, exams, studying, even minuscule things like, hey, one of my friends messaged me on WhatsApp. It wasn't urgent, and I didn't respond to it yet. I make a little box that says, make sure to respond eventually, or, respond to an email, small tasks like that. So no matter what it is, from very high level material that you have to do and high level thinking to very minuscule, simple 2-second tasks, I sometimes put them on a list. And then once they're off my mind, you'll get used to the fact where you start to, this could be a bad thing, but you start to almost forget what they are, but you know that they exist. What do I mean by that? I mean that I start to forget exactly what was on my list, but I know that I have a list to reference. So I'll look at the list and remember, but the process of offloading it from your brain definitely decreases a lot of anxiety and also helps with your organization. The more organized you are, the less stressed you're going to be. That is really honestly one of my number one tips that really was a game changer when I was trying to juggle balancing working as well as doing residency, as well as spending time with family, exams, interviews, fellowship. While I was trying to juggle all these different tasks, I have kids that I have to feed, I have to keep them clean. All these tasks that you have, all these responsibilities that you have, you'd be shocked how much you can accomplish once you offload the burden from your own head and you offload it to a different site, and then you're able to stay more organized and in the process decrease your level of stress. So remember, stress is not fun, but embrace it. Accept that it exists, use it to make yourself better, and just know that next time you will be able to handle any situation better because of the stress that you went through. And remember to offload tasks, be as organized as possible so that you can, in a very healthy manner, deal with the stress that you're inevitably going to feel. So those are my thoughts. That definitely helped me a lot. If that can help anyone else, that'd be great. So that was a quick video. Now it's time to look at my to-do list and knock off a few more tasks. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, let me know your thoughts down below.